Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on? Y'all already know we're about to talk about the new episode of Baddies East that just dropped on the Zeus network. So let's get into it. So it's Rolly and T. They finally having a fight that we seen the preview of the last episode. And I ain't gonna lie, it looked like Rolly demolished her little ass. That's how it looked. So after the fight, T started walking out saying she done, like she just over this shit. She don't want to be there no more. And Natalie trying to gaslight T, trying to make it seem, she basically like trying to blame T for the whole thing. Saying T fighting everybody and starting shit with everybody. T was saying how she was just defending herself. And she really was. She definitely shouldn't have been popping her eyes at ET because you don't know these girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will pop off over the smallest thing, as you can see. So she definitely should have treaded a little lightly with her just not knowing ET and how ET get down. But outside of that, like, she was just defending herself. And then Rolly inside the place talking about some, oh bitch, you thought you was pretty and fuckable. And I'm just like, what the fuck do that got to do with anything? I smell a motherfucking hater. And I just find it so funny how everybody just stood around after T done fought 3 people. Everybody just stood around. Nobody said nothing. Nobody tried to do nothing. Like, y'all ain't do or say shit, but y'all on the internet and got so much to say online. Like, that's just something I noticed. Like, nobody had T back at all. But now, since after the fact, everybody want to be online and act like they got T side. Why the fuck y'all ain't say nothing right then and there? Why the fuck y'all ain't stick up for her right there? Y'all motherfuckers fake as fuck. The rest of the girls, they just go back to playing the arcade games and shit like that. They just acting like ain't nothing happened. And it's just crazy to me because nobody except Scotty had a real issue with T. Scotty was the only motherfucker that had a real issue with her. Yet T done had to fight everybody. So Sukiana, she pull up with some girl named Sapphire, and it turned out Sapphire like her best friend, shit like that. So of course she a tag along, you know, to protect Suki. She's Suki bodyguard, basically. But I'm glad to see Suki. I love Sukiana. I love me some Sukiana. So I'm glad to see Suki. Sukiana and them, they ended up pulling up while T outside with Natalie. So they got to meet T. And T basically like just getting them hip on the whole situation and how they all just fought her and shit like that. So now Sukiana and Sapphire, now they got this biased opinion on the other girls in the house, feeling like everybody in the house is bullies. Now, yes, some of the girls in the house is bullies, but not all the girls. So I really ain't like how T was the first person they met and T was giving her side. You know, I felt like Suki and them should have been able to, you know, meet all the girls so they could form their own opinion versus them meeting T and they just getting T side. So now, like, when they meeting the girls, they already about to have in the back of their mind, like, okay, y'all just beat this girl up. I'm not fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? Natalie brings Sukiana and Sapphire into the building where they're going go-kart racing. And they was all welcoming Sukiana. Y'all know Sukiana, she, you know, you could tell Sukiana got a real good, friendly spirit. So they finally go-kart racing and shit, which looked real fun. I love go-kart racing. Like, that shit really be fun. And after they finished that, Smiley ended up popping up fresh out the hospital from having a miscarriage. She all smiles and happy and shit. And I'm just all like, damn, this is the happiest I've ever seen a motherfucker after having a miscarriage. I ain't gonna lie. And now it could be the case that, you know, she didn't want to be pregnant. She didn't want to have a baby. Or maybe whoever she was pregnant by, like, she didn't want to have his baby. So, yeah, she was probably happy that she had the miscarriage. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a thing. So, I give her that. But I feel like Smiley lying because how the fuck you come fresh from the hospital and you going straight to the motherfucking event? That's just some bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I had my miscarriage and I was in the hospital, I went straight home. I was exhausted. I was tired. I didn't feel good. Like, I went home and laid the fuck down. And I understand everybody handles shit differently, but come on now. You just had a miscarriage. Anybody that had a miscarriage, even if you in the early stages, that shit is painful. That shit don't feel good. That shit is painful. You need time to heal and recollect And you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that had a miscarriage knows that. It don't matter how early that shit was. I had mine in like 6 weeks or some shit, and that shit still hurt. I just feel like Smiley lying. That bitch weird as fuck. So the other girls, they go out to the club and party. Smiley faking and stayed back. Taseki stayed back, because, you know, she's still healing from her BBL. At the club, they teed up. Sukiyana, she performing her music. I fuck with Suki's music. So they turning up, and then you got the regular performers that performed through the season. Rolly, Mariah Lynn, and Anna. They was hot as fuck in that club. So the next day, Sky, Camila, and Anna was just in the kitchen talking about the shit that happened the day before. And they bring Smiley up. They starting to talk about Smiley. Then all of a sudden, Smiley walk in, and they stop talking.
You know what the fuck was happening? From Smiley to everything was...
yeah, it was a Smiley
lot.
What? Hey.
And I'm just all like, nah, say what the fuck y'all was finna say. Don't start talking about Smiley. When Smiley walk in, say what the fuck y'all need to say. Because Smiley need to hear that shit. Smiley need to hear how she's a weird-ass bitch. She need to hear how ain't nobody buying that miscarriage story. You ain't fooling no motherfucking body. So then Natalie ended up pulling all the girls into the living room. You know, she really doing this to introduce Biggie and shit like that. Because she felt like she knew Biggie was going to pop up any moment. They also talking about how they still ain't seen T. T still missing. I don't feel like T was scared. I feel like shit, she probably had to get her motherfucking hair done again. She need to get her weave put back in. We'll see her again. She'll be back. And so Rolly's talking about how she don't mind having to sit down with T, or she don't mind sitting down with T because she never had a real issue with T.
I never had an issue with T. If we could literally probably sit down and have a talk and get some understanding, then maybe we could be cool.
And I'm just all like, so what the fuck was all of that shit for then? Like, what was all that animosity for then? I get why y'all fought because T put her bag down, so after that it's just up. But what was all that shit before the fight? You was literally antagonizing that girl before y'all fought. Steady talking shit to her, telling E.T. to beat her ass. Like, where was all that coming from if you ain't never had no issue with T? Like, Rolly, that shit hella weird. And so then Biggie finally walk in. Biggie saying she did a quick little introduction, quick little hi, but she couldn't even really get to say nothing to all the girls because she seeing Rolly stand up. And it's just like, what the fuck you standing up for, Rolly? Like, you know what I'm saying? Rolly standing up, like they got a problem, they got an issue. So Biggie got right to it. Biggie dropped her motherfucking bags and went right for Rolly motherfucking cranium. And I'm just like, okay, I'll fuck with this new Biggie. She really trying to step on shit. So they fighting, and they both so motherfucking big. I ain't even gonna lie. It was hard for me to see who won, who lost. I could tell they was both swinging though. Like, they was both swinging. So after security pulled Biggie back, you know, they pulled her off of Rolly, and then Biggie ran up again. They doing round two again.
Don't do that. I said hi, Queens. That's the first thing I said. I said hi, Queens.
And now security all in the way. Now I really can't see shit. I can't see. I know motherfuckers was saying that Biggie beat Rolly ass, but I couldn't see shit. All I seen was they both was swinging. I know they both was swinging. I know that. They wasn't doing no grabbing and all that other shit. Them hoes was swinging. I'm proud of Biggie. Biggie definitely held her own. She was able to keep up with Rolly. I saw that. I ain't see enough to see who won or who lost, but I definitely seen Biggie hold her own. So that's what's up. It's nice to see Rolly fighting somebody her own size. I ain't gonna lie. Because Rolly like to throw her weight around. But Biggie big too. So Biggie can handle that shit. So then after they done fighting, they arguing and shit like that. And Rolly, she just get to mocking Biggie. Like anything Biggie saying, Rolly trying to mock her.
Mommy, you're the only one to know. Are you done? Are you done?
You know a bitch feels stupid and feel like she can't do shit when she get to mocking you. Like, really? You mocking her? That's so childish and immature, Rolly. Come on, Rolly. That's all you got? That shit not funny. That shit wasn't funny to me. That shit was childish as a motherfucker. But they basically ended the show off right there. That was it. Proud of Biggie. This a new Biggie this season. But that's pretty much all that I got for y'all this week. Make sure y'all like my videos. Subscribe to my channel. Show me some love. And free Santana.